Okay, guys. So this is awkward, but Danny was supposed to come on the show today, but we can't find him.
Guys,
We've heard rumors that he has been jailed for, it's only been phrased as the incident, so I don't want to get into details on that.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hello?
We haven't been able to identify him.
He said something about like reviewing his legal options about I wonder if he's in trouble.
Yes.
Running out of legal options. What?
Guys, I can hear you, but I can't see anything. I don't know where I am. I'm just like, I can't see anything, but I can hear you.
Can you hear anything, Jordan?
I can hear somebody that's in legal trouble.
Someone who was slapped by legal, potentially?
Yeah, I was going to say, I can hear... Wait, I think that's him from the Beyond.
Hello?
Oh my god.
Danny?
I think I died.
Daniel?
What happened? You died?
Yeah, you sent... Oh, never mind, I'm here.
No, you're not here yet.
Oh, no, yeah, he's literally right there.
You're not here yet.
Oh, never mind.
You're still gone.
I can't see anything still.
Okay, well, shoot.
It's dark where you are.
Yeah, I just clicked on the Skype link and then now I can't... I'm just like nowhere. I can't see anything.
You're in the deep.
Yeah.
You're rolling in the deep.
I'm rolling in the deep.
We review your content, we decide whether or not we care enough, and then we place you in the deep if not.
Hey, look, it's Danny. Whoa, we found him.
Oh my god, can you believe it?
Whoa.
Jeez.
He was rolling in the deep, but now he's here.
Yeah.
It was convenient.
Now I'm chilling in the shallow.
That works, surprisingly. There's a song for that as well.
That hits different.
Yeah, I know, right? We're rolling in the deep and now we're in the shallow.
In the shallow.
Welcome to Sad Boys, a podcast about feelings and other things also. I'm Jarvis.
And I'm Jordan, with a huge, unstoppable media empire of over 50 followers on Instagram.
Today we are joined by a very special guest. We just discovered him from the deep.
Up-and-coming
and now
YouTuber.
He's with us in the shallow. He's an up-and-coming YouTuber. He's the truest of Greg's
Top 10.
top 10.
Yeah.
We're not
Top
going to
two,
make...
I'd say.
We're not going to make the "we are two different people" joke because everyone has made it already.
I have. If you pay attention, a couple of people have mentioned it in the chat.
I know it's a pretty deep cut, but I'm glad people are saying it. Danny Gonzalez is here today. Yay! You did it. We're just happy you're safe, frankly.
Yeah, I know.
From the
That was
deep.
terrifying. I can't emphasize this enough. I just clicked on a Skype link and I was sucked into some kind of void and I just didn't know where I was. So thank you.
And I think that was Microsoft's fault or something. Maybe Bill Gates has accidentally coded a wormhole into his telephone program.
Yeah, it sounds like Big Willie style.
It's Big Willie
Willie Gates.
himself. We're very pleased to have Danny today. We're gonna goof and gaff. Maybe we'll talk about some feelings. Maybe we'll talk about some current events. We're gonna play some games. I've got at least one game.
Ooh.
That ought to be fun. But first, Danny, how was your week?
Shoot, my week?
Yeah,
Um,
I know we came pretty like the hard hitting questions.
Yeah.
first.
yeah.
This is one of the gotchas.
It was good. I feel like any week where I finish a video and post it is good because that's how I
Big
judge the
relate.
majority of my self-worth.
Oh.
Jarvis, have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. It's not like I have a video edited on my computer right now that I had to like divorce myself from thinking about posting until after we do this podcast.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal for me. So,
No, that's exciting. That's congrats. I used to when I first started YouTube, me and my friend, we would text each other when we published. It'd be like "Happy Publishing Day" because it was like such a celebration
oh,
to get something done. It was very wholesome.
Now when you post
That is
something, I send, that was fine.
Yeah, he's pretty harsh.
Dude, no, I'm actually quite nice. What I usually say is, hey, bro, I love you. You're really, really starting to almost be funny.
yeah, I think, a couple more videos and you'll be like on the precipice of funny.
I imagine I'll be
few
watching
more.
them at that point.
Yeah.
That's exciting. No, do you think if I do like just a few more videos, you might take a peek? Is that what you're saying? Like, don't tease me here.
I would consider it, yeah, because
Okay.
I've just been sort of lurking, just looking at the thumbnails, and I can tell
Yeah.
right away from the thumbnails that you're not funny.
No,
Yeah,
that's most people,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
Sure. Yeah.
Right. No.
But-
I get it.
Danny, you can click those. It starts the video.
yeah. Well, I think I knew that. I just have been choosing not to.
Oh, yeah,
for
no.
Jarvis,
Because there's some other bug, maybe. Something else is blocking you from doing it, must be.
I think he's saying it's He's saying it's that I'm not funny yet. And
It's a
that's-
fully conscious.
I think there's a
decision.
bug that's making Jarvis not funny yet or something. It's some like
Oh, damn.
YouTube's algorithm.
YouTube's algorithm. Well, honestly, I was looking for a scapegoat. I was looking for someone to blame for why I'm not funny, and it was the algorithm.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Jordan, go ahead. Were you about to say that?
Nothing, and I never would.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Just
I
go
have
ahead
some. Sorry, did we all have the script open for the podcast?
Yeah. This is a scripted podcast. Everyone's off book.
Yeah.
Let me
Jordan,
find
your
some of my
line.
jokes. I don't
It's
know if
your
I have
line.
the. I don't know if this is the wrong line. I
Even
think I
this
skipped to the
part,
wrong
Jordan.
page.
Even this part about Danny telling you your line is in the
I know.
script.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
this
I'm
is
reading
super
off this
meta.
nervousness extremely well. Let me just try and find it. I
God.
think I might be on the wrong page because I think my line here is, "Ooh, daddy." I don't think that's what I should have been reading.
That's page 3.
I
You
will
know
just
what? I
skip
think
that.
when we were writing this, you know how sometimes when you're writing and you hear something, you just write what you hear instead of what you're supposed to be writing. I think when I
Right.
was writing your line for this, I heard someone say, "Whoa, daddy!" So I just
Yeah.
accidentally wrote that in.
Yeah, story checks out. So Jordan, as you were saying,
Oh, daddy.
cool. Jordan, how was your week? Thank you, Danny, for letting us know about your week. Now, Jordan, it's your turn to do just that.
Well, it will jump on because Danny pointed something out just before the show when we were actually being nice to one another. You threw out that you went to going to the grocery store wearing a mask and being functional makes you feel like an actual human being again.
Yeah, I was saying that, like at the beginning of quarantine, it felt weird to wear a mask in everywhere. It felt like living in some post-apocalyptic world, but now it just
Yeah.
feels normal. And I would feel weird. I would feel like really out of place not wearing a mask now.
Yeah, true. When quarantine started, every time I saw someone in a mask, it felt like they were like rolling up to me with like a motorcycle, and they were like, "Get on!" And it's like we were about to like be in Mad Max or
There's
some
no
shit.
time to explain.
Yeah, we've got to go. But now it is normal. I do this like mad dash back to my apartment whenever I forget a mask because I'm afraid like a sniper like laser is gonna go on my forehead if I show up anywhere without one.
Oh, I did have a time recently where I was going somewhere and I forgot a mask, and I had seen people before just like go into a store like this.
Yeah.
So I was on my way somewhere and I was already pretty far from home and I didn't want to go back and get a mask. So I just like went like this into a store as fast as I could. Because I knew it was a Target and I know they always have them like right at the front, the mask, and then I could do self-checkout.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that I bought because I didn't look at the mask. I just like quickly grabbed it, and it was like an extra large mask. So it just like every time I try to put it on, it just like droops off my face. It does not fit on my face at all.
It protects your whole body from COVID.
Yeah,
Oh,
it protects
that's so funny.
the bottom of my Adam's apple from COVID.
My most sensitive area.
It's good. That's actually your weak point if you were like a boss in a video game.
Yeah.
It's like a red circle around my Adam's apple.
Yeah. Oh wait, Jordan, did you tell us how your week was? Or
No,
did you
I just
deflect?
I deflected that. I was afraid. I don't want you to know my secrets.
Okay, tell us your secrets.
Yeah, we're not going to judge you.
My week
We're not gonna judge.
relatively inactive to almost a dangerous degree, I would say.
Oh, that sucks. Wow, you're bad as a person.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. I actually didn't, if you
man.
can believe it, I didn't achieve a set of things, and that made me feel bad about myself.
Sucks to suck, man.
Can you imagine sort of what that would be like?
No.
No, I can't relate, man. I posted a video this week, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Can't relate.
Shit, man. Hey, congrats, you're now valid.
I'm doing a podcast right now, and you're not, bro. So
Tough love.
what I
That's
got
you
to
to the
say.
world.
yeah.
I'll be honest with you, though. It's genuinely boosting me just to do the show. It's
Oh.
there's been an absence of, I don't know, doing, like in general. It's all been admin and kind of tedious stuff. And I was psyched for this episode. I knew that Danny was going to be watching the episode. I didn't know he was coming on it, but I was psyched about sort of watching and him commenting on
Were
how
you
funny
the
our
one who
jokes were.
put him in the deep?
Yes, I did put him directly in the deep to hear all my funny jokes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So you just thought I was going to be in the deep for the whole episode.
Yeah. I assumed you'd done some legally dubious
So
shit,
you
I
really
thought I'd save
didn't.
us some
You
time.
really didn't achieve anything. You couldn't even keep Danny in the deep.
Couldn't even keep Danny in the deep sounds like a very strange children's book.
Nobody keeps Danny in the deep, baby. He always finds his way out.
Danny in the Deep is your ghost written biography.
Oh yeah. I feel like Danny in the deep is like what when Danny becomes like America's Most Wanted Criminal, what like a true crime writer would title like a series about him.
Yeah, it's sort of like Danny at Large.
Danny in the Deep, a 6-part docuseries.
Sorry, Danny at Large is much more fun. I think you'd have to do a lot of petty crimes for Danny at Large.
Yeah, he was last seen in a Target like this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you did look sort of up to no good with your shirt over your mouth. I don't know if that's like a thing you get a lot or
that I look like I'm up to no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like resting up to no good face.
Like what's his secret? Like what's he
Somebody's been in the cookie
hiding?
jar.
What's he hiding?
He's about to do something.
I guess we'll stick around and see what goes on, what happens.
Big JJ.
What's up?
JJ himself. How are you? If you is it possible that you haven't published something and that's affecting your mental state?
You know, I'm gonna break from form and be earnest. I actually was just thinking that we should have a soundboard for whenever we are like vulnerable, where it's like emotional vulnerability.
Yeah, I was thinking like air horns could be really cool for that.
The most emotionally vulnerable instrument.
I woke up this morning, which is already a win, but I went to bed last night as well. Sorry, not to flex. Wow. And I like I tried editing a video on stream yesterday, which was interesting. Like I kind of just like posted up and really I just didn't want to work. You know those days when you're just like, I don't want to do anything, but I had to because of contract reasons and brand deals and shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe I'll just like stream myself for 5 hours to no one. Cause on my personal Twitch channel, I don't like, no one follows it. So I was like, I'm not going to promote this. I'm just going to hang out with like 20 people and edit for like 5 hours. And I did that. And that was cool. But then I wasn't done with the video at the end because I got mostly distracted by the Twitch chat, which is why most people don't edit their videos on stream, I assume. And
is it still something you might be tempted to do again though?
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, that sounds kind of fun.
When I have more time too. Danny, I'm curious if you have this experience as well. Do you labor over tiny decisions, kind of like what Jordan's saying, where I don't know that, like I'll watch something back and I'll go, that's slightly off. And then I will sometimes get caught up trying to figure out exactly what it was that I wanted on like a 10-second joke or something. Whereas if you ask any other human being that's not in your brain, they're like, I don't know, it seems fine.
When it happens for me, it's like, it's when I write something and then for some reason when I deliver it and then I'm editing it, like I can't remember how it was supposed to be when I wrote it.
Yeah.
Or like the way that I wrote it, it's only funny when it's in writing. And when you deliver it out loud, it's like, wait, how is this supposed to be funny? Or like, I didn't deliver it right or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's all relatable to me. I'm definitely like, say something and then I'll go, oh, nope, I guess that's getting cut because it doesn't make any sense now. And the other thing is like, I tend to have this arc where I like lose faith that the video even makes sense and is like anything. Like I write it and I'm like, this is a thing. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It's going places. I look at the footage and I go, what is this garbled mess? I start editing the dialogue cut and I'm like, oh, unfortunately, none of this is funny. It's a shame. I'm going to have to pack it up and quit YouTube now. And then,
and they were all right.
When it's finally finished, I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. You know, like one thing that is helpful to me is to remember that I always feel that way so that I can push myself through the stuff that like doesn't feel good. Cause it's not until I don't want to give up prematurely on it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like my process of making videos is the process of slowly assuring myself that the video is going to be a good video. Yeah. I feel like at the beginning, I'm like, okay, this could be a good video. And then like the second I start writing it, it dips down and like slowly builds back up until it's done being edited. And then I'm like, okay, this is a fine video.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I definitely reach points where I'm like, why did I ever think this was a good concept for a video? What was I even thinking? And it's like, I already wrote it at that point. It's just wild how we kind of doubt ourselves, knowing full well that, you know, if we put whatever out, people are going to validate that it's a good thing. But there's kind of that inner critic, I guess, that you're fighting against.
It's an inner critic that's like the least qualified to critique. Like there is no worse critic for it. Your instincts say, well, I've looked at it the most, so I know the most. I have like a PhD in this video. Let me go off. Where in actuality, you have like you were trapped in a prison cell with this video for 15 years and your impression of the video has just become negative no matter what.
You're the only person who can't enjoy your video the way that other people do.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of comforting knowing that like there's no one that will not enjoy my video as much as I do by the time I'm done editing it. Like
yeah. And I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just a great baseline.
Do you ever let the performance of a video affect how you feel about it? So for example, I've told this story a million times, but like the 5-minute crafts video I did that blew up was a video that I put out when I was still making tech content, and everyone hated it, and it got like 9,000 views or something. And then 6 months later, Cody Ko made a video about 5-minute crafts, and like the YouTube algorithm picked it up, and it got like 2 million views overnight. And then like my channel blew up, and I was like, oh, maybe this video isn't so bad.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think like when I made the first video where I tried Troom crafts, like it was pretty different from commentary, even though it's sort of like it's sort of doing commentary like while doing the crafts, but it just felt very different. And so I was like, I don't know if people are going to really like this, but then after I posted it, it did really well. And it's like, it's still one of the biggest videos on my channel. And now thinking back on it, I feel like I was a genius back then. Like I really knew what I was doing. But like at that time I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to like this.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that. It's funny because like I remember I like didn't know your content. And I found you because everyone was saying that I was like ripping you off, or that I was like copycatting you. And then I learned about all of the sort of similarities in our like trajectories in life. And then I was like, oh, no wonder there's just like a lot of similar like vibes here.
That's how I met Eddie too, is we made a video about the same thing. And then people kept commenting on my video saying that Eddie just made this video. And so I like DM'd him on Twitter or something. And I was like, hey, I didn't see your video. I'm sorry. And then that's how we became friends.
That's like legit. By the way, shout out to Eddie Burback.
Shout out to Eddie. The nicest man, ?
Yeah. Greatest mustache though. Like he might be beating you, Jordan. Yeah,
relax, dude. No, I say relax because he 100% is, and I'm insulted that you'd think otherwise.
But
he's got the stash on lock.
It's literally flawless.
Every time I talk about a topic, I've definitely seen, like, I remember one time I wrote in my like a doc I have for videos, subliminal affirmations like becoming Ariana Grande, and it was in my list. And then like Curtis Connor made a video exactly that, and then I looked at like my thing in my list and I was like, do I do it still? I don't know. Like I always am so, I feel like despite the fact that every late night comedian makes the same Trump jokes over and over and over again, and all of them are like, and that's teams of writers all like going to the same place comedically.
Right.
Yet the tone and like the delivery and the perspective is different. I still doubt myself even entering a topic area that's like similar to, you know, you or Drew or Curtis.
I feel like there's going to be people either way that feel either way about it. Cause like whenever I do a video, like I did one recently, I think that like JonTron had made a video about like years ago. And I got a lot of comments. It's like, JonTron already did this. And I haven't watched every JonTron video.
Wait, you haven't? Sorry.
But then there's also people who like, right after Cody or like Drew or Curtis posts a video about something, I get a bunch of DMs that are like, you should make a video about and like when Cody made a video about Velocipaster, I suddenly got a bunch of DMs that were like, you should make a video about this movie called Velocipaster, as if like I'm subscribed to Cody. I know he just made a video about it. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, why? It's weird, right? You should be afforded the benefit of the doubt that you are never making something because somebody else made it. And if you knew they did, that's why you didn't make a video about it. Whereas I think more often than not, like, don't get me wrong, I understand the appeal. It's like if you really, really like Mexican food and you go out one night, you get Mexican food. Next time you go out, you probably want to go get Mexican food at a different place. Like, you like Mexican food. You like this thing. But at the same time, I don't know. If I had to choose between getting the same topic that is limited to a certain type of statement, like, sure, a movie review could be interesting. You might pick up on different things, but I don't know. If we all watch The Room and make movies about, or make little videos about The Room, there's no way we're not going to talk about 90% of the same shit, because it's always, it's in the zeitgeist.
But even the nature of the joke, though, is still, could be different. Like, even if the crux of it, like, I can't remember any specific examples, but I remember when I was watching a bunch of late night for a video, everyone had the same punchline and like kind of got there a different way. And I was like, and that was interesting, like to see I like the way that Cody and Danny will joke about something is dramatically different, despite the fact that the like subject matter could be very similar. Like the construction of the joke is like very different. And so I think that like a lot of people kind of miss the point when it comes to stuff like that. Especially because like as creators, I'm always asking like, do I have something unique to add here, knowing that other people have made this stuff.
Yeah, and I don't fault people for if Drew makes a video about something, I wouldn't fault people for wanting me to make a video about the same thing, because I see the appeal in that. Like that's kind of why I figured that, because I've done two Disney Channel movies now, and I know full well that like a lot of people have already seen those movies. It's not like I'm bringing them to their attention, but I do think there's something fun about like this movie that came out 8 years ago that you saw when you were a kid, and now that like your favorite YouTuber is like talking about that thing. I think that's fun. Exactly.
That's why I made a video about High School Musical.
It's fun to see like different people talk about the same thing. So I understand it. It's just I feel like for me it's less interesting to talk about something when I've just seen a video about it. So it's like
absolutely. Especially if you're
no, go
ahead, Jordan.
No, you go ahead, Jay.
Okay, fine.
See what happens.
Well, especially if you've watched that video. Like I remember I wrote a video about Tall Girl and then thought about it a lot and then just like was like, nah. Like everything has been said about this movie. I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
But the Shane Dawson situation, which has kind of come back into the fore, like D'Angelo Wallace made this like very comprehensive video, kind of airing out all of the receipts and like stuff that happened. And I was making like a meta commentary on the discourse around Shane and like why Shane keeps getting canceled every 2 years. It's like the answer is like a lot of this stuff hasn't been addressed. So it's like, surprise, that's why it's coming up. But a lot of people, in fact, despite the fact that we just had D'Angelo on our podcast, we made a previous episode, we referenced his video, and then someone said we were copying the structure and pacing of his video, and I was like, that we were just having a conversation, right? And we like took a clip out of it and put it on YouTube. It wasn't like this master plan. They also called us pseudo YouTubers in that comment, which was fun.
What?
What is a pseudo YouTuber? That's somebody on Vimeo.
Yeah, it's a. I was gonna say it's a YouTuber with administrative privileges, but that's a joke.
No, I upload all my videos to LiveLeak. I'm sort of a pseudo YouTuber.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's why they're completely uncensored.
That actually does kind of bring me to one current event that the Nelk Boys, or one of the Nelk Boys, had a bro test. Did you see this? Well, I'm making a video about influencer parties right now, and I'm learning about a lot of influencers that are gigantic that I didn't know about. Many from TikTok. And Nelk Boys. I think it's like I think Nelk is like this big. First of all, it's very fun to say. Nelk.
Yeah, I think
Nelk is a venereal
know who
disease.
That is, but I don't. Yeah, I've never watched their videos.
There's this dude like Steve Will Do It or something, and there's this like big burly man named Bradley something or other. He owns a gym.
Bradley might do it.
Bradley's considering it. They were like, all this stuff's going on in the world right now, but you know what the biggest problem is? We can't get our gains. And then they're like, let's hold a bro test. And they've got signs that say like gym lives matter and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know if this is the best idea.
Yeah.
And with your millions of followers, I think the thing that Steve will do is just binge drink. I think that's his entire brand. Like he has one of those intros where it's like a cool like montage cut to music where it's like boom, 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 and he's just like drinking stuff like
hell yeah.
And
wait, I didn't know this guy was cool. Slow down a second.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to rethink my opinion about him. This dude
I think
drinks.
I have to go, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, hold up. Was it like beer or like White Claws?
Actually, he drinks straight from like a bottle of vodka or something. So he's like doing that in the gym as well. So that's interesting. And then at one point he shotguns a White Claw, which to me is like one of the most confusing shows of like masculinity I've ever seen. Like I'm not sure how to feel about it. I've never seen a White Claw just like
he just guns a Cosmopolitan.
Damn, yeah, just eats the whole can of the White Claw.
That's actually the thing. It's like I have a joke in this video where I say like we better give this guy what he wants or he might eat the other Nelk boys, because he's like a pretty like buff like dude. And I'm like, okay, like this could be construed as like a little bit body shamey. I'm not coming at it from that angle. I'm coming at it from this aggressive consumption like that he's doing. But do I worry about that particular joke, right? No, because this guy's in a very high position. He's got millions of fans. All that is a little bit of seasoning on top of like legitimate criticism of like what he's doing, because he's making sexual assault jokes, R-word jokes. At one point, he stages himself punching his assistant. So it's like hilarious abuse.
Literally punching down.
Whoa.
He's literally, he has a slow motion bit where he's just like beats his assistant, and it's just like, why?
Wait,
why?
Does he really hit them?
No, he doesn't really hit them,
Okay.
but it's weird to see like all these people like nervously laugh, kind of like where they're like, ha ha ha, Steve he will do it. Like don't be confused.
Yeah, that's not a cool thing. That's like a threat. Like Steve will do it.
Yeah, you better watch out.
You better watch out.
He's not like Bradley. He's not like Bradley at all. Influencer parties. Have you been you were telling us that you just like took a red eye from LA where you were at the latest greatest TikTok bonanza.
Yeah, I just got back from Bryce Hall's absolute banger of a party, dude.
His 21st.
No lights, no water. It was awesome.
All claw.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was like a low-key candle-lit rager. It was.
Yo, that's a hilarious concept. A candlelit rager.
The
That's
most
gotta
intimate
be
rager
that's
you
gotta
can
be a
have.
sketch.
The one thing that I was worried about with that is like, I mean, definitely don't throw a party. But also, like, shutting off his power, isn't that just, like, encouraging him to go to his friend's house? It's like everyone that lives at that house is now going to be, like, staying at someone else's house. And that's just, like, now that's already a party. It's like however many people live in his house, however many people live at his friend's house. That's basically a party all the time now.
Like, eventually there won't be a house big enough for everyone. And they'll just have to, like,
power
it's
creep.
like the hype house guys, they have to go over to Sway House, and now it's like the hype plus Sway, like,
Then it'll
house.
be hype plus sway plus 10 plus phase.
Yeah. And then eventually they're like, all right, boys, we've got to start a city or
They go off into the woods and start some like Twin Peaks shit, just like their own society out. Yeah.
You have to
honestly,
succeed.
now that would be some content that I would watch.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Starting a society in the woods with like the Team 10 house and the Sway. I don't even know what the Sway house is. Is that Bryce Hall's house?
Bryce Hall's house is the Sway house. Yeah. I only know this because I had to learn it for this video. I think Hype House was the first one that was throwing all the parties, but everyone goes to all of them, you know?
Yeah.
And people, like, the defense that everyone's using is like, we've just got to do our jobs. Like, people want content from us. And I'm like, is any of your content coming from these parties?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I'd call that content if it's just like an Instagram story of us partying. Like, that's not really what the fans are demanding, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
It's hard to put myself in the mindset of a Bryce Hall fan, but I feel like it's the TikToks mostly.
So it's the TikToks, which is like usually not done at a party, one would think, and there's choreography involved. But I think that like what I started to understand is that there's like this reality show. I sound like a fucking boomer. I'm grandpa over here. Like,
well, this was your nephew was
TikTok.
telling you about this reality show.
Yeah. He fixed my iPad. It wouldn't. It wouldn't
I mean,
log in.
this little guy, he's amazing with computers. You've got it. If you ever have a problem, just give him a call.
It wouldn't print. My iPad wouldn't print, and then he fixed it for me.
Yeah, I think your iPad might be out of ink is what the issue is.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
You can get it in the.
Are you my nephew?
Yeah. What's up, Uncle Jarvis?
What I understand is like, I now imagine this as a big reality show that's playing out in real time. And the parties are like a place like where drama can happen. So it like adds to the storyline, I think. So if you see people pictured together, then it's like, oh snap, like is Addison Rae gonna get back with Bryce Hall? They were pictured together at this party or whatever. These are just names to me. I don't really know.
So do you think that this is like, that's part of the content strategy is like being seen at parties with whomever, and that might make people more invested in the grand story of Bryce Hall?
The desirable lifestyle is like the foundation of those personalities. Like, don't get me wrong, it's that we're not talking about like actually, amazing successful people that don't like Dan Bilzerian. But most of the time it's truly like, okay, yeah, I like your show, I like your content, I like your videos, whatever. But what I actually really, really like as a confused and lost 15-year-old is the idea that I could just be going to parties all of the time and that I could do more or less whatever I want, even during quarantine. Yeah. I think that's an appealing aesthetic, no matter what they're actually making. The concept of them being able to have full agency, even when the world is shut down, doing things I could never dream of. That independently, I think, is really appealing. Quote.
I feel like I saw a post on Facebook that like one of my
all right, Grandpa.
Okay, flex.
my nephew was showing me Facebook, and as he was scrolling, I just sort of like caught a glance at one.
Jarvis is your nephew.
Jarvis is my nephew, and I'm Jarvis's nephew.
Don't ask questions. You would understand if you were rolling in the deep.
Yeah,
it's a complicated relationship.
But I saw like, you know how, I don't know if you have this, but like your older relatives will post about like, why can't the quarantine be over? It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I saw one post that like included what happened to Bryce Hall in there. And I was like, do old people care about TikTok now because a TikTok star's house got shut down because of COVID?
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel like maybe he's like reaching this new audience of like old people who don't care about COVID now. And so that could be like a cool new route for him to go. It's like the anti-vax mom route kind of thing.
Anti-vax moms love Bryce Hall. That's what I hear.
Finally.
And Minions. The trifecta, both two things. Like, it seems like they do live for the drama. Like, I watched a Bryce Hall video, which was interesting. Like, the whole video was like, look, man, I'm not about the drama. I don't really care about the drama.
I literally don't care. I can't feel anything.
This guy just called me out. And what are you being a little bitch for, calling me out? You know where I live. Come say that shit to my face. And I was like, whoa. Like, it's like, are you...
I don't care about the drama, but I'm going to have a fight publicly in front of millions of people.
He literally said, yo, like that, like Logan Paul shit. Like, I'm trying to do that. Like, let's do that. And I'm like, so you do... That is... I don't know how to tell you this, buddy, but that is the drama.
He doesn't care about the drama. He cares about the competitive energy of boxing.
That is the drama.
He cares about the sport.
I can understand how you can be very selfish in that moment and go, whatever, I'm going to live forever. Like, the future doesn't exist and I want satisfaction and gratification now. I mean, I understand where they're coming from. It's just a matter of like, I need other people like, it's dangerous that there's so many like 17-year-old millionaires running around with like no supervision.
Yeah, I mean, the whole hype house thing, that it just seems like it's so destined for there to be drama. Like, they don't have to manufacture that. If it's a bunch of like teens living together with no parental supervision, and it seems like people are like dating each other, it's like, of course that's going to erupt into
Don't
chaos.
worry, guys, there's going to be drama.
Yeah,
they're doing The Bachelor in quarantine.
Yeah, well, yeah. Have you heard about all the drama with that?
Yes, the series has gotten a lot of criticism over the years for, you know, not being representative of different people from different backgrounds. There's only been one black bachelorette. I don't believe there's ever been a black bachelor. And
no, just the one they just announced.
Oh yeah, fucking Tyler Cameron's friend.
Tyler's friend, yeah.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna be a good bachelor because you know him as Tyler's friend.
You know him as like a really popular guy from his season's friend. The guy who they really would have liked to be the Bachelor, but he wants nothing to do with the franchise because he's like going to Gigi Hadid's grandpa's funeral or whatever.
Yeah. He's like the hottest person in the world. I don't think he needs to be on The Bachelor anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I've graduated. This is, by the way, Bachelor Boys. Welcome back. So anyway, the series, it's got a lot of criticism. And one of the critiques is due to like, most of the people on the show are super young. Like the last Bachelorette, I think, was 24.
Yeah.
And so they're like, hey, what about representation for like older people? They were like, cool. They got this woman, Claire Crowley, who was on a bunch of other seasons of The Bachelor, and she's a little bit older. What is she, like 35 or something?
I think she might be like 38. I don't know.
Is it 35 or 38, Danny? Like we need the tea.
Look, it's literally impossible to find out.
1 second.
God, you got to talk to your nephew. Figure out how to Google the.
She's 39.
Wow, progressive. Good job, Bachelor. Pat yourselves on the back.
Wow. I thought you meant progressive because she was 38 and now she's 39.
No, she's progressive. She's
very
progressive
because
of
her to age like that.
Anyway. one of the finalists that Colton didn't want to date is Tasha, who is biracial. She's Mexican and black, and she's also a good person. She's I feel like she's like what's the word?
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, she's nice.
That's the word you were looking for.
It was,
Yeah,
yeah. She's got like a good head on her shoulders, and I think she'll be a good bachelorette because
isn't she? I forget what she did for a living. I thought she had some like really cool
she's
job or something. Like she's really smart.
She takes blood, right? Yeah.
Unwillingly.
She's a vampire.
She's a vampire. You know a little bit about that, huh, Danny?
Yeah, she's my dad.
Damn, there's a whole complex
Seems like
family
you two
tree.
would know each other.
Yeah, so she would be your great uncle, I guess, if
Grunkle.
she's my dad
My
and
grunkle.
you're my nephew. Did you say grunkle?
Yeah, I did say Grunkle. It was a reference to Gravity Falls.
Okay.
Shout out to
did we
Gravity
both
Falls.
say Grunkle?
Did we?
Oh, wow. I didn't even know it was a Gravity Falls.
We regularly say the same thing at the same time, and it's a problem.
Well, we're fusing.
Because I don't know if you've experienced anything like this, Danny, but people think that we're the same person.
No. I can't relate to that. I'm sorry.
Okay, well.
Everyone sees me as my own unique individual person, and there's
Right,
not a joke that everyone says about it. So
What's funny is, I mean, I'm waiting on Twitter. When we ask for questions, nobody's managed to take a swing. Nobody's brave enough to reference that yet.
You'd think someone would, but no. I took some screenshots today.
Is that the end of the segment?
And that's all, folks.
No flex.
cool. All right.
I figured out which button it was. My nephew did
and
show
all
me.
by myself, yeah. This is on like Sad Boys videos because we just recently started posting this stuff to YouTube. And someone said, I'm new here and I literally can't figure out if these are two different people or if he's playing a character and is really good at acting. Holy,
Oh, wow.
these are two different people. Ha ha ha. I thought it's edited and just one person speaking, just two versions of himself. And like people are legitimately confused.
That's wait a minute.
About
That's
you guys?
so much
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
If this was a single person acting on two angles, that is so much better than our show.
and
I
like
know.
either a really good American accent or a really good British accent.
I know.
Can't tell which
I
one.
cannot do Jordan's accent to save my life. Yeah. And so people are just like, I thought it was just one guy talking to himself. Like if I had a really high-minded, like high concept, like Curtis Connor podcast where it's like me to me, it's like very, really good times two.
Very, really, especially good.
Damn. All right. I want to talk about the fact that Danny and I went to the same college at the same time and somehow didn't overlap or didn't. meet.
Yeah.
But first I want to play a game. You guys want to play a game?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Is it Danny? Is it true that like me, you're an epic bacon gamer?
That I'm an epic gamer?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I don't game often, but when I do, it's pretty epic.
You game out, you'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Do you rise up?
I try not to just because I don't want to show off, but you know, when
true.
the time's right, I'll
I
rise
game
up.
prone.
This game is called Keep Doing That, Kanye. It's based on the fact that Kanye West is very active on Twitter, and sometimes he tweets really funny things, and other times he is bad and stuff. And he's like running for president, and he probably shouldn't be, and all kinds of other bad stuff. So I want to encourage good behavior from Kanye West so that he can just be a meme for all of us to enjoy without having to worry about, supporting his less savory antics.
So this is called
So-
Keep Doing That, Kanye.
Yeah, keep doing that. Imagine like you're saying this. Keep this up, Kanye. It's a very poorly named segment. I
Danny,
do
would you
understand that.
actually? I know we discussed this already, and we almost forgot. Would you mind doing the theme song now, just live?
Oh yeah.
It's in the script, which you know off the top of your head.
Right. I feel like it's a parody of the song from The Life of Pablo, where he's like, "I miss the old Kanye,"
Sure.
but instead
Exactly.
it's
Keep doing that, Kanye.
I miss the that Kanye.
yeah.
Get
but
back
it's
to
so
rap,
much
Kanye.
longer.
Oh, that's
I
right.
mean,
Yeah,
I
there's
would
other
say it's
lines.
a good several minutes.
Keep doing that, Kanye.
Yeah.
You funny dad, Kanye. You,
But now you're bad, Kanye.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You make me sad,
It's-
Kanye.
I miss my dad, Kanye.
Where is my dad,
What did you
Kanye?
do, Kanye? Return him to me, Kanye.
I don't want to change the subject because I really, truly am missing my dad, Kanye.
Just blaming Kanye for your father's disappearance.
That's the bit. Or Kanye is my father. Who's to say?
Well, Tasha's my father.
Good point. So he's your grand bunkle dad.
Someone will come up with the full family tree after the episode. I guarantee it.
We appreciate it.
So,
I look forward to it. I'm a little
So
interested myself.
Help me find my dad.
I'm very interested. What we're looking at right now is a photo of the one and only Steve Harvey.
Notorious good bloke.
Kanye tweeted this photo. They're at Chick-fil-A. You have to guess what the caption is that Kanye tweeted this with.
Is it like multiple choice, or I just have to come up with this?
It's you just have to off the top of your head, and you're never gonna get it unless you are. And I'll just we'll judge you based on this isn't a real game. It'll just be fun.
Okay.
You can call somebody if you need to.
Mine is going to be a reference to one of his songs from Jesus is King. It's going to be closed on Sunday. You're my Steve Harvey. That's my guess.
Wow, that's so much better than the real one.
Damn good. The answer to what this caption is, transition, me and Steve Harvey was hungry. that is what Kanye said. So this gives you an idea of like the mind of Kanye West and how he thinks.
Yeah.
And how we should all think.
I like that the caption adds virtually nothing to the picture because like you can tell that they were hungry because they're at Chick-fil-A. I guess it provides a little bit of backstory, but I
know you can also provides the context that is Steve Harvey.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, that's Steve Harvey. Well, it's either him or Steve Harvey, but I'm going to guess that that's Steve Harvey.
It's also nice to know that it was in the prior tense. So now he's not hungry, I would guess. He's tucked into some Chick-fil-A.
So that's nice. We know that he's already had his hunger
goodness.
Quenched?
Yeah.
His hunger quenched. Yes. Yeah. His hunger's been quenched.
His hunger was quenched.
So this next photo needs no introduction. It's Kanye holding a shoe, as he's wont to do. Jordan has not seen this, so now we're in the full game. Jordan and Danny, I want to hear both of your guesses as to what Kanye said.
All right, I already have a guess.
All right, Danny, what's your guess?
My guess is a ghost tried to kick me.
Really out there.
Yeah.
And this is presumably the shoe of the ghost, or is it completely unrelated?
Yeah,
or it's a metaphor.
I'm saying that Kanye's blocking a ghost kicking him. The ghost is wearing whatever new Yeezy this is.
The ghost's unfinished business is related to Nike, so it's afraid to take a swing.
He's for some reason it's a ghost that's completely invisible except for the Yeezys, and it's trying to kick Kanye, but he's blocking it very well.
It's a very deft hand Kanye has. It's very, very delicately has his hand on the shoe. He really knows how to take care of a shoe. He's not gonna let the fact that he's being attacked.
No, he doesn't want to crease them or anything. They're still very nice shoes.
You think he's taking photos during the attack? That's even more
he's like, I gotta snap this. That does seem very Kanye.
Damn. Okay.
Jordan, do you have a guess?
My guess is these are the houses that my feet live in.
All right, so let's find out what Kanye said. And the answer is, I'm getting better at this. These bring me back to my childhood. Growing up on anime, I need a pair.
Sorry.
These
one more
these bring me back to my look. Is it not clear enough? These bring me back to my childhood. Growing up on anime, I need a pair.
Okay. How is he holding them if he doesn't have a pair? Does he only have one?
Maybe
so he's like, I wish I had a pair of these.
I need a pair specifically. I'm missing a pair. Or it's the he's being kicked by an anime ghost who has very cool shoes, and he's just like, hold on, let me snap a photo. I need to acquire.
That's the only way you can capture them. Wait, no, it's because he doesn't have a pair and he has the one shoe.
Yeah, he's only got one, so he's like, I wish I had a pair of these, but I just have
I had
one.
one for both my feet.
Yeah. That's sad.
So I'm gonna show you the next round. I'm gonna give the point to Danny on that one because I think that it made sense. Look, the points don't matter. There's no points. There's no point to this. Haha. Okay. I guess
friendship doesn't either.
So this next one is gonna look very familiar.
Okay.
Wait.
So
new fresh caption. I think he has a pair, thankfully.
So in case you're curious, yes, Kanye did tweet the same photo twice. He tweeted it back to back, but with a different caption.
Wait, is this the exact same photo?
It's the exact same photo.
Okay, because now I'm sort of seeing like a shadow coming out of the shoe, like it's a really skinny ghost leg.
Oh shit!
Wait a second. Hold on. You might be onto something. Hang on.
That looks like a slightly different angle. Am I correct?
Oh, it is a slightly different angle. It's a slightly more sort of side angle. Whereas before it was more of a 3/4 angle.
Yeah, I think the shoes rotated a little bit.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, mysterious. Rotated all by itself in his hand.
Interesting. Is that maybe just a part of the torque of the kick, the ghost kick?
Yeah,
Just a part of the motion?
Residual power from the ghost kick?
Yeah.
Or, of course, it could just be his hand moving because he's holding it with his hand.
I don't think so. No, probably not.
No, that doesn't add up. You're right. I've embarrassed myself.
Let me try to think of what he's saying here.
I know, it's tough. Take your time.
I mean, I kind of want to stay in the ghost realm. Maybe just something simple like kick number 2.
Didn't you start out the podcast in the ghost realm? Are you sure you want to go back?
Yeah.
Are they coming from the deep?
Yeah, I want to go back to the ghost realm, I think. I'll see you guys
AKA
later.
the deep. Now it's just his chair.
Shit.
A lot is riding on this guy.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that this is the second shoe of the pair. So now he does have a pair, and now I think he misses when he just had one. So I'm gonna say, wish I just had one of these stupid shoes.
All that glitter ain't gold.
Yeah.
You know, like I've reached the mountaintops and I'm still missing something. Jordan, do you have a guess?
Yeah, I'll say in a similar vein that I think maybe Kanye doesn't have object permanence. So he has the other shoe, but now he does not remember that he had the prior shoe. So he's just and the loop is happening because he keeps putting them back in his bag. I think it's going to be so happy to have a shoe. I'm Kanye.
Oh wait, Danny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you read this.
Wow, so cool, Nike. Keep innovating. The world needs it. Great job.
Wow.
I think you made a mistake. It was a great reading, except for the fact that he said the Wallard.
The Wallard.
Amanda Wallard.
To me, this, because I know Kanye's feelings towards Nike, or at least I think I do, this sounds like sarcasm to me.
It does. A lot of ellipses, too. He's got some real dad on Facebook ellipses.
Yeah. Wow, so cool, Nike. Keep innovating. Yeah, the world needs more of this. Good job.
Right, so like, where does he stand? Because I thought he needed a pair. Or is that still, do we now
these
think
really
that
take me back to my childhood?
Oh, yeah.
Was facetious. Yeah, these really, I loved anime. Like, who the fuck?
Imagine?
Oh, yeah, these really remind me of anime. As if, like, yeah, that would, like, imply that they're supposed to remind him of anime if he's being sarcastic about
and they failed.
it.
Right. I want to pick a good last one, but I've got a couple of great options. So what I'll do is I'll pick a new one, and then we can all decide if we want to do a bonus one or something.
Okay.
So here we go. Let me make my little screenshot guy, and then let me just make sure to put Danny in here.
Yeah, let me get in there.
Oh gosh, I've done something bad.
Oh no, guys, I'm back in the deep.
Okay, Danny's
I'm in the deep.
back in the ghost. He's back in the ghost realm.
There's so many shoes.
Yeah, how many shoes are there, Danny?
I can't count them all. They're all kicking me. Ow!
This doesn't remind me of anime at all.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, the Ghost Realm really reminds me of anime. Great job, Nike.
All right, cool. Let's get Danny in here.
There I am.
Here, I'm just gonna go ahead and give people Danny's face again so that
Oh
wait.
Oh, thank God, I'm back out.
So
I'm
that
out
he
of
can
the deep.
see.
Had to get Danny out of the deep. We were all in the deep for a second there. Yeah, what are we looking at here?
I mean, these are just babies chilling in a stick of butter, right?
You say that like it's.
I think it's pretty clear.
Okay.
Is the question literally what is it?
So Jordan, if your answer doesn't have to do with babies chilling in a stick of butter, then you're wrong. Just so you know. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm a natural contrarian, so I kind of want to say that it isn't. But also, I mean, people can't see this. We have a full camera shot of you, and you've been gesturing a fist under the table, which I don't love. Feeling a little threatened.
I mean, yeah, my third fist has been gesturing under the table.
Are we going for caption, or we're just guessing what it is?
You've got to guess the caption, but I like where your heads are at.
I think it seems like the insole to a shoe, but maybe I'm just stuck on shoe anime-related topics. This is me.
Okay, can I change mine?
No.
I'd like to change mine to This Is Me.
Oh, this is me. I do like that. Shout out to Camp Rock. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Okay, my guess is, ugh, take me back. Like, this is sort of like a throwback picture. He wants to go back to whatever this was.
You think this is nostalgia as well?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like sincere or sarcastic nostalgia?
Maybe with like that exasperated face, like the kind of like, face, you know?
Oh, take me back.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine contains. I want to say it just contains like that one, and it just says, "Haha, it's me."
Danny, I wish you hadn't changed your answer because the correct answer is, drumroll please,
Oh.
can't wait to chill like this.
Oh shit!
And well, I feel like my answer was almost right. It was just the wrong tense. This is like the future tense of my answer.
It's a time traveling answer.
Ugh, take me back. It worked.
That's the game, everybody.
Fantastic, Danny. Theme song.
I miss the dad, Kanye. Bring back my dad, Kanye.
Where is my dad,
Please
Kanye?
Bring him back.
It's all
Kanye.
your fault, Kanye.
It was assault, Kanye. Oh no. Oh no, where's this going?
He's in a vault, Kanye. Let my dad out,
he's in a
please.
vault. Okay, cool. Thanks for playing. Oh, they say Danny plus audio equals fucked. Is that true? I just don't believe it.
I think that they're talking about a different thing. I fucked a microphone once. They're talking about...
Wait, next time let's do a loop of the GameCube opening.
Oh, I do love
just
that.
like a never-ending one that never gets to the boom.
It never hits the button.
Oh, that was... Oh my god! Now I want to watch it. There's like a 10-hour YouTube video that's just that, and then it does end at the end. Like an old school Mr. Beast would watch that video.
It's the only one he gives up on. I can't do it.
I have a question for Danny, and it's mostly about his experience in college because we went to the same college, Georgia Tech. Go Jackets. I graduated in 2014. Danny, when did you graduate?
I graduated in 2016.
Cool, yeah. So we were offset a little bit. Did you ever take data structures and algorithms, CS 1332? Or I guess what was your major?
I was CM, which is a thing that only exists at Georgia Tech, but...
Computational media, yeah. It's like, how would you describe it, Danny?
I think that like a lot of people in CM were kind of in the realm of like wanted to go into like the game development industry. So it was like it was like CS, but also like graphic design, art courses, stuff like that. So you like you were taking like film courses and graphic design courses and also CS courses.
All the cool people I know were CM. I was like a boring CS major.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really even have that. I didn't really even have like friends that were in. I guess I did, but most of my friends like were just like other engineering, like AE and stuff. Yeah.
Is there like an area or path you would gesture people away from if, like, say this September they're going into college?
Oh yeah, I guess a lot of people are asking like for college advice because college is starting up soon. For a lot of people, or is it already started?
Like, say of those majors and minors and focus areas, is there something you'd explicitly be like, this is a total fucking waste of time, please don't do this?
I don't think I could speak from experience because I've only done one major and I feel like most kids that I knew from that major have decent jobs now. So I feel like some people make the mistake of, and this is totally just from like my perspective, but some people make the mistake of deciding what they want to go to college for instead of what they want to do after college. I think you should decide what you want to be when you're done with college and then get the degree that gets that thing. That's how sometimes people get trapped in a position of like getting a college degree for something that's not necessarily marketable for jobs or something like that. Yeah.
I agree with that. I would say also don't be afraid to change it up. If you like when you make a decision when you're 18, that's not you don't have to like stick to that because you might not like it and you don't want to be unhappy. Like even if you're on your last, I mean, maybe if you're not like about to graduate, because then you could have some other options. But I think a lot of people, at least I remember when I was in school, there was a lot of weird like talking down about people who switched their majors and stuff. It's like, oh, it was too hard, so they had to like get out or something. And it's like, I mean, if it's just not their thing, like I wouldn't be good at every major.
I actually started as compy and then I changed to CM because, I mean, it wasn't even hard yet. It was freshman year. I wasn't even taking any compy class. I was just like, this isn't for me. I want to do something more like creative. So I like that CM had like art involved in it.
CM is super cool. I think that I used to be like a more artistically minded kid and then I fell out of it and then I kind of got into, or I wanted to learn to code. And so like, that's where I got into the CS side of things. And I think that what kept me in it was like the community, because the community at the College of Computing was like really good.
Yeah, true.
And shout out, by the way, Jordan, Jamie and Jessica Crabb, our buddies, were CM. They're twins, but we all went to school together.
As a result of CM.
I'm trying to think of like any times we would have crossed paths, but there was like one club that I went to in the College of Computing that was like the game development club, but that's like the only thing that I did it.
Oh yeah, the game development club. I think I maybe went to one meeting. I was the president of the web development club for a time, but I was like super involved in that stuff. Like the third floor of the College of Computing was like the lounge where everybody would there's like couches and like a whiteboard, and it was where a bunch of people would hang out after class. And so like I was like a mainstay up there, so I like knew all the faculty up there, and it was like the orgs room was what it was called, because it was all the people who were involved with the random orgs at the College of Computing.
Yeah.
So I was in like the mobile development club, and the web one. And I think the only chance that we would have overlapped is I TA'd both of the Java classes. So at various points, like I TA'd 1331 and 1332. The only nice thing about that now is I went to a thing at YouTube recently, and we were like sitting down with some engineers and talking, and one guy was like, "You were my TA," and I was like, "Great, now fix the website, get back to work." Did you do well? I like go look at his transcript.
Yeah, you're like, "Hey, you never turned in that assignment. When are you gonna do that?" You start like hounding him.
Yeah. I'm like, "Yo, you reverse this linked list, bruh."
I know you can hear me.
What was your favorite class in college?
This is so weird. This is really weird because I like never think about college for some reason.
I know. I don't either, to be completely honest, because obviously like it's not happening every day for me now.
Okay, I think I know what class was probably my favorite. There was one where we made like a Game Boy Advance game.
Yes. Is it like 26?
Yeah, it was like a C# class.
I know that Jessica did that.
Oh yeah, it was C#. Yeah, because like the version I took was like the CS major version, and so we were writing in C. But I made like a little Pokemon Game Boy Advance game. There's a lot of good people at Georgia Tech, a lot of good community.
Yeah, I miss it, and I wish I did more, honestly, because like towards my junior and senior year, I got really engulfed in the Vine world, and I sort of like stopped paying attention to college and did more with that. But yeah, I definitely wish I did more.
Once I started getting internships, I started checking out of class more too, because it was like, oh, I already know what I'm going to do after I graduate. So it's cool. No, shout out to Georgia Tech. It's a good place.
We should also throw out like, yeah, you might find yourself more compelled by something else and start drifting away from the education you initially signed up for, but it's not necessarily wrong. It's kind of in the vein of what you were saying, Danny, about if you don't necessarily target what your career will be based on what you study what you're interested in, and then kind of pivot from there if and when. If you fall in love with something halfway through your last year, it's okay to, don't prioritize it to the point where you're putting yourself in jeopardy, but also don't feel bad that you care about anything aside from your degree.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There's a follow-up question here that's sort of there's an interesting phrasing at the end that I wanted to throw to you about the Georgia Tech stuff, because Yvette says, can you share your experiences on taking computer science? No. How were the career prospects after school? Absolutely not. But then they said, how did you trudge through your education? A, did it ever feel like a trudge, I suppose? But B, do you have tips on how to trudge through that kind of education?
Well, yeah, when I was like doing so much on Vine, it definitely felt like it was kind of like a chore to keep doing my CS degree. Because at that point, I was like, I'm going to be a Viner forever, baby. Why do I need this? Why do I need my computational media degree from Georgia Tech? Why do I need this really good degree from a really good school when I could be a Viner for the rest of my life?
When I found this platform that's going to be easy to monetize long term.
This website's going to be around forever.
This is a thing I can rely on.
No, I think it was a grind for sure. Like for me, it was like if it weren't for the community there, I wouldn't have been able to like get through it, because I think I needed community support for getting through stuff and like getting to the point where I felt like I was like good at what I was doing.
Would that be your advice then? Identify a community and engage as much as possible with
that. Would be my advice. But I was playing the game of like get hired in Silicon Valley, which is a whole different situation, like the reason I TA'd for the classes I TA'd for was because I knew that was what they asked in technical interviews and stuff. So I was kind of like playing the game to try and get my foot in the door somewhere.
It definitely seemed like, and I'm not sure if this is true, but from like my outside perspective, and all the kids that were like in really close communities, not even necessarily like, like College of Computing stuff or stuff like that, but like marching band or like ROTC or like stuff like that, or just clubs like had an easier time in school in general because they had other people that they could rely, or like even fraternities and stuff. I felt like a lot of times helped. So just like any club where you can, or like any organization where you can feel like you've got people that have your back is really helpful. I'd like wish I did more of that because I feel like it was kind of isolating, but having groups of people that you can talk to is helpful.
Yeah,
extending definitely all the way through your career choice. Being in a working environment that also does that. Working is not problem solved. You don't go from acquiring your degree into a workplace and just go, oh wow, I'm only happy all of the time.
Yeah.
You talk about trudge. Depending on what the projects are and what the aggressiveness of that project is or how much you care or can engage with it, it can be the most trudgy thing you've ever been involved with.
Right. Yeah. That's why, yeah, it's definitely important to build out other aspects of your life, and I feel like that helps with the hard aspects of your life.
Yeah, thanks, Yvette. Good follow-up question.
All right, Jordan, hit us
You didn't
with
know it was a follow-up question when you asked it, but I made it one.
Hit us with a non-college. We graduated from college. We're out in the real world now. What's
Oh, shit, we're doing this linearly.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're doing it.
these are chronological questions.
There's a
Danny.
continuity.
Are you going to start using Vine or what? Where do you think the business is going?
Yeah. Are you going to start using that?
Yeah, I went back a little bit more. What's the hardest part about collaborating with other content creators? I suppose the first part of that is in general, and then the second part is right now. I suppose logistics is the biggest one right now. But in general, hardest part.
Yeah, I don't know, Jarvis, what collaborations have you done?
I haven't really collaborated with many people. Only like people I knew in real life.
Yeah, oh yeah, you've
Like,
done videos with your
from
friends.
before. Yeah. Like it's kind of weird because you see people from afar and it's like hard to know how to make inroads. Even like this podcast, asking people to do it kind of feels like, I was telling Jordan, it kind of feels like, hey, can like Danny come out to play? Like, is it okay if like you're like, hey, Danny's mom, like is Danny available? I've kind of had to get over myself in quarantine because it's the best excuse because we're all kind of at our houses or on our computers, and so like that's been helpful. Like I was just texting like Trahan, Ryan Trahan, and I was gonna have him come on the show because he just made a video about like switching up content and like how
I
it
watched
like,
that video.
is tough. Yeah. And so I was like, oh yeah, this would be a great like that kind of stuff. I only met him at like a conference or something, so I think I always need like a real world touchstone to do.
I mean, we have only met like briefly in person, right? We met at VidCon, but we sort of just in passing. I feel like collabs have always happened like very naturally for me. Like the first time I collabed with Drew, who's the person I've collabed the most with, he just was like coming to LA and he was staying with us. So we were like, "What, want to shoot a video while you're here?" It didn't feel like it was like this big ask,
right?
Because he was already like staying at our apartment. And then Curtis, I guess the first time we collabed was just on tour, so it was like, yeah, obviously we're gonna collab on tour.
Yeah. How do you feel about collabs for collab's sake? Because I think that used to be a thing in old school YouTube, where people would be like, "Oh, this person's big, I'm big, let's collab."
Yeah, let's have a play date for PR's sake.
Yeah, I don't think I'd collab with someone that like was just like totally random and I knew nothing about them, or it's just like, oh, this is a big YouTuber, sure, let's get him in here. And that seems weird. There's got like, I mean, I could understand like helping out with a video if they just need like a clip or something, but like both sitting down to get like, if I did a video like a video I would usually collab on with another commentary person, but with like, if like James Charles wanted to be in that and we both like, but we're still doing like a commentary video.
You're not commenting on the fact that like James Charles is there for some reason.
No, that would just feel so weird.
Oh yeah,
it's like
he's
we
stood
literally
in the
have
background.
nothing in common and don't have like the same sense of humor or same type of content. Yeah. No, that'd be weird.
Also, like it's probably not a good strategic decision based on how the YouTube algorithm works, because if a bunch of James Charles people get recommended your videos and like don't click on them without the like bridging, it might hurt your analytics.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because I was gonna say like it does open you up to the James Charles audience, but how interested are they going to be? I mean, maybe they would all be pretty interested in the video we do together, but then if other videos of just me get recommended to them, there's probably a 0% chance they'll click on it. So that would hurt in the long run. Yeah, that's a good point.
That question was asked by Skeleloon, by the way. I didn't say the name.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, this is a spicy one. How difficult is it? Oh, this is from A. Daniels. A spelled A-Y-E.
Daniels.
I kind of dig that. A. Daniels YT. I'm assuming they have a YouTube. Maybe go look at it. Maybe watch the videos. I don't know. Maybe unsubscribe from Jarvis and Danny.
Hey, Daniels.
Danny, is that your alter ego?
Yeah, that's my third
Daniels.
channel. That's where I get absolutely insane.
With a different face
I drink
and
battery acid.
voice.
You're like
I snort a Tide Pod.
Supreme
lemons
Patty?
in his eyes. You're Supreme Patty channel.
Suicide shot solo.
With battery acid.
Dude, that'd be crazy if my channels kept getting crazier and crazier, like the more I make. And then like on my main channel, I'm doing commentary on like my 10th channel because I'm doing such cringy shit.
Yo.
Yeah. In the main channel, you're obviously wearing an eye patch and like covered in bruises and scars.
Yeah. Why the
Someone
fuck
better
would I
check
do
out
this?
A. Daniels. Yeah.
Why does he
What's this guy
/ me keep
thinking?
doing this?
Yeah.
A. Daniels asks, how difficult is it to have normal friendships as a popular content creator? Do you guys have any friends? I'm not asking based on your fame, more on just the way that you are and the things you say and look.
Still working on that one. I think maybe in a couple years I'll be ready for a friend.
I think I'm gonna be funny soon, and then once I figure that out, I'm gonna work on friends.
Yeah, soon is relative, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I have a lot of friends that I'm like my high school group of friends I'm really close with still. I feel like I have like more high school friends than college friends. I keep in touch with my high school friends a lot. I guess it is kind of weird sometimes with like less. My really close friends, like we can, talk about whatever. But I feel like some semi-close friends sometimes worry about like talking about my YouTube videos because they're like, am I coming off as like fanish or something if I talk about your videos or stuff like that? But I don't think it's like hard to have friends. There's just like certain weird areas that you have to navigate.
I agree with that. Someone asked, are YouTubers socially awkward IRL? I feel like a lot of us are.
To the ratio of general creators, I would say the majority of artists are kind of awkward.
Well, it's like we spend all this time in our own spaces. Like I always feel weird translating into the real world a little bit. The weird thing for me sometimes is just wanting to meet other creators, like making those relationships in a way that doesn't come off like I'm trying to go after some sort of end goal. You know what I mean? So it's like Cody and I got introduced via a mutual friend pre-COVID, and so we haven't like gotten a chance to meet up, but we're gonna get coffee. I like genuinely think that we would have things to talk about, interesting things, and then I always think about what value I can provide. It's like I know a lot of things about the YouTube algorithm. Like trust me, I don't need your help for anything. I'm not asking anything of you.
Hello, sir.
I just want to be.
If anything, you should be asking me for help.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's what I tell myself in the mirror before I like do any.
Look at this Kanye tweet.
Come on, look, I just want to chill like this.
I guess I do kind of feel in terms of like making friends with other creators, I feel like a lot of other people that I know are way better about like becoming friends with people that they watch, and I just like never even think to reach out to people a lot of the times because I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm like you said, trying to get something out of them, or like I want this relationship where like I'm just like a fan of you and I just like want to talk about your videos all the time or something like that. It's like a weird thing, but I guess I've realized a little bit that like if someone reached out, like that I watched reached out to me and was like, hey, I like your videos, I wouldn't be like, oh, this person's trying to get something from me. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I never realized you watched my videos. That's cool.
No, exactly. Yeah. It's tricky though, because it's a little bit of a catch-22 because I want more creator friends, but then feel that friction with like reaching out. And then there's also the like, no one understands the specific set of problems except for people who are doing similar stuff. Similar stuff to me. So it can like be kind of isolating in that way, or a self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. That's a good question.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't heard that before.
Thanks. I didn't ask it, but thank you.
Jordan and I were talking about this, where these questions sound like if you were a campus reporter and like a stand-up comedian was coming to town, like the questions that you would ask. But
how do you get into the funny zone?
But I did want to ask about comedy influences because, Jordan and I went to your tour, and there were a bunch of very nice people who
Wait, did I know that? What show did you go to?
We went to the LA one. I didn't tell you, I don't think. I just like posted on Instagram after.
Okay.
But like we have
a bunch of feedback.
A bunch of notes.
We have a few notes.
It's a little late. I will give you that.
But look, the shtick went on for too long. Curtis's stand-up, it was whack. So
that's a note for me. Don't bring Curtis next time.
Note for you. Don't associate with that guy. Actually, that's an example of like I wanted to reach out, but I was also like, I don't want to be weird. And I'm not looking for anything by reaching out. Like I genuinely just like want to support and see it. I think it's like really cool what you guys are doing. And I think you guys are really, great. So me and Jordan just like flew under the radar, or so we thought. Cause then like a bunch of people like started lining up next to our seats to like do like a little meet and greet, or not little meet and greet, but it was just like a lot of parents going, she's a big fan. Can we take a picture? It's like, sure, man. The show's going to start. I don't want to distract from anything. You know what I mean? Like, right. I wanted to ask about comedy influences because watching, I think the reason that I gravitate towards you and Drew is because I see a lot of like, oh, I speak that comedy language. Because it's like, I was like coming up on Bo Burnham and like old school Lonely Island stuff. And like, so I was just like a big like SNL boy and all that shit. So I was curious like what your comedic influences were. Or is there anything that jumps out to you as like, this is kind of where like for me, I have to try, like Drew gets compared to John Mulaney a lot, I notice. But no one compares me to him, despite the fact that I like make direct references. Like a lot of the ways that I talk are like specifically train myself out of, because I like as a kid just in high school would speak in bits of, you know, from things I liked, you know?
Right.
So it's hard for me to say anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how you form your comedic voice, is by mimicking who you think is funny until you're just like this weird amalgamation of
by
them.
design. Nobody comes up with their own language. You adapt until you come up with something semi-original.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about starting out, like trying to do something comedic, is you either have to be like kind of like a really bland version of yourself, or you can try to like be your idols, and there's pitfalls to both, because like you could be perceived as like copying someone, or you could be perceived as like having no personality. But yeah, I mean that's sort of what I try to do, is just like take like aspects of things from people that I like and put them into my stuff. And yeah.
Do you have any specifics though, or things that maybe like sort of more during formative years?
Maybe like a podcast you really like, or like what?
Like by two very nice boys who are not happy.
I pretty much started YouTube because of Sad Boys.
That's the quote. We needed that. Oh, do we have it? Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. No, you were pretty much on the money with like John Mulaney and Bo Burnham and The Lonely Island, like. That I really just want to be the Lonely Island. I feel like when that's why I make music, is because I'm like just infatuated with their music and I want to be them so bad.
Yeah. No, I fully relate to this. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I get compared to Bo Burnham a lot too. And I love Bo Burnham, but I don't really know if like, I feel like my music is a lot more influenced by the Lonely Island, because Bo is like so much more like, I guess like analytical in his music, but I guess I am too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's very meta. He's very meta. Like we talk about Bo a lot because Jordan and I were both like big fans, or are both big fans. And
until the incident.
I think that like the thing I like a lot about Bo is that the meta commentary of it. Like I love meta shit. Like my favorite TV show is Community, and that was another thing that was like my sort of bread and butter, was like Community in The Office and shit when I was in like high school. But Bo is so good at like kind of cutting through the facade of like Bo is making jokes about the parasocial relationship in his bit, where like there's somebody who, this is like maybe 2012, one of his earlier things, where someone's like, I love you on the live recording. He's like, no, you love the idea of me.
You love it.
It's called a parasocial relationship. Anyway, please buy my merch or whatever. And I'm like, I just love the stuff that he's done with his career. And every live show I go to, I'm like, this man is a genius. How does this shit come out of his brain?
In regards to like influences in the music, I feel like, especially when I'm doing like a commentary video and there's like a song at the end of it, I feel like that's when I'm more like Bo Burnham-y, because I'm like analyzing something and that's part of the music.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Bo's really good at. But then like I would never listen to like Bo Burnham in a playlist of music.
Yeah, exactly. No.
But like the thing I like about the Lonely Island so much is like their songs are like legit, like
they're bops.
Pop songs.
Yeah. And I have to say, like, you're making bops, Danny. Your outro song is stuck in my head right now, and I haven't even finished a video in a year. No.
I just like the idea that their songs can be so funny, but so like I like listening to their music more than like some other pop artists.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
100%.
Like I just want to listen to something goofy.
Yeah.
And it still has like a really cool beat.
Front to back, all of their albums are iconic. Also, Popstar and Hot Rod are like under-celebrated,
criminally underrated
masterpieces.
We just watched Popstar again a few days ago because we watched Palm Springs.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. How is it?
It's really good. But then I was feeling Andy Samberg-ish, so then we watched Popstar again.
Jordan got me for Christmas. Jordan got me a Connor for Real vinyl, which I didn't know they made. but he got me the Thriller Also vinyl. Which is the funniest fucking shit in the world, man. I saw Yorma and Mike Birbiglia eating breakfast together in New York, and it was like I was alone, like eating, and then I just saw them both walk in. I couldn't see either of their faces because of a glare, and then as I got closer, I was like, and then I had to like talk to them, and I just was like, I just since from birth I was loving you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw John Mulaney outside of like a comedy club once, and I was like too scared to go ask for a picture because I was like, he's just gonna hate me, and I don't want him to hate me forever. But then someone I was with asked for a picture with him, so I was like, oh, I'll get in the picture.
Oh,
with
very
you guys.
nice.
So,
Nice, yeah, you be brave enough.
That happened to me with Kumail Nanjiani at like a New Year's thing in Oakland that he was hosting, and then I didn't ask, and I regretted it ever since. And for a brief time, after I moved to LA, I had the same personal trainer as him, which was very went to my local gym, saw his name on the saw this trainer, looked him up on Twitter, and he had like 5 followers, and one of them was Kumail. And so I was like,
whoa,
interesting. And then Kumail's body transformation photos came out, and he like tagged that guy. And then he's like, has had business ever since. I was lucky I got in early, but then COVID. And so he still owes me a session. I haven't even heard from the guy. What's up, dude? Where you at?
Maybe he's watching right now.
He might be watching right now. What's up, bro?
Oh, there he is.
All right, Jordan.
Yeah, in the very least,
interrupted
give us
you enough.
A donation. No, I don't have anything to say. I don't know. I'm not insightful in any way.
Lies.
I will
could
just
you just read your line off the script?
Yeah, like stop giving us lip and just read your fucking line.
I don't. It's Oh Daddy again. I mean, I just say Oh Daddy again. I don't know what. It's every line.
I must have really been thinking "Oh, Daddy" when I wrote that.
We really shouldn't have printed out so many pages of script for Jordan, considering all he really does
is a lot. Yeah, we're
Daddy.
kind of destroying the rainforest with this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would have printed mine out too, but my iPad is out of ink, so I can't.
And my nephew's in school on Zoom or something.
Yeah. Thank you for doing it on papyrus, though. I mean, that adds a lot of flavor to it.
What was our favorite
material,
font?
not the font.
Oh, okay.
It's on papyrus and in papyrus.
Absolutely. It's very difficult
It's
to read.
in and on papyrus.
Me and Jarvis, one of the reasons that we connected very early on is because we had so many comedic influences. What I've noticed most lately, because our careers, but I guess especially mine with the whole partnership shebang at Patreon.
Oh yeah, Jordan's job at
a lot
Patreon, for people who don't know, was like building relationships with creators and trying to get them on Patreon. So he interacted with like a lot of creators through that space, which has got to be weird, but you know, Jordan.
Yeah, mostly a lot of times hanging out with creators and them going, I'm not sure about Patreon. They're like, okay. Fine. I mean, whatever you want to do.
I mean, same, honestly.
I'm not here to bully. Yeah, I tell you what, but I'm sort of feeling like late 2018. I might feel the same way.
I might hightail it out of here.
I thought that I was kind of immunized to the whole, it's a creator that I like. I feel kind of nervous. And then more recently, I've noticed that it is regardless of size, regardless of influence, it's specifically how they influence. So my favorite comedy podcast by a country mile is Sad Boys. But my second favorite one is Hollywood Handbook. I don't know if anybody's a fan of Hollywood Handbook, but it's a relatively small, super insular community full of the same in-jokes. You know, it's like any small to mid-sized podcast. And it is, to my knowledge, like an completely foreign sense of humor. Like I've engaged with nothing quite like it. It's absurdist, but without being dull or like overly #random South Park experience. I am so obsessed with it and have been for years that I saw the influence creep in, hit a barrier, and then I'm just mystified by it. Like I'm unable to understand quite how you get into the like modus operandi of their comedy. And when I saw them at Hollywood Typewriter, is that what it's called? Why am I always fucking that up?
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's a different word, Typewriter, but it's a great venue in LA. And I went to a couple different shows. Because of their scale, they always meet with everybody afterwards. Actually, Anastasia, Jarvis' assistant, that's like how we formed a friendship.
Oh yeah, she was on
other.
that podcast because she was big in that community. So that was another thing that we bonded on.
In the very first conversation we ever had.
He's like, I love Hollywood Handbook. And I was like, oh, my friend was on that.
And I was like, Anastasia?
And then he knew her name, and that was weird. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because we're on an
And
improv
SSN.
team together. Because like I used to do improv in SF, and like me and Anastasia were on a team together. And I was just like, the next practice was like, hey, I got there's a weird British boy.
You have a stan.
Also, Jordan and I have the same birthday, which is very strange. So we think we might have.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
You guys have
No, not the same year.
initials,
Not the
do
same
you?
year.
That would be weird.
No, not the same initials. I had to check.
Okay.
That took you a long time.
Because that was
Oh,
like
man.
one of the weird things that Drew and I realized, like after like
that joke had been made for a while
Yeah.
that we're like the same person, and then we were like, then we realized we were both DG, and we were like, well, that's weird. So like on our, I don't know if you saw like the back of our tour jackets, they both were like our signatures, but they're like exactly the same because it was just like D scribble, G scribble.
That's funny. When we worked together at Patreon, we would often get mistaken for one another. We think because like people need more black friends, probably.
Because brown. Mostly because brown.
Yeah, it was a weird thing where it's like we don't look alike, really.
You're not even the same nationality.
Yeah, you would think, right?
There's a lot of distinguishing features, yeah.
But yeah, no, still to this day, we've made this joke, and I feel bad for the person if they're listening. But Jordan I had braces the last 2 years, and I got them off, and someone, a former coworker of ours, messaged Jordan asking how like getting braces off was going.
Congrats, bro. This is huge.
And it was just like, oh, Jordan, you handled it well. You were like, sorry, I'm Jordan, haven't had braces.
Hey, no sweat. I have a different name, face, and voice, but I can see the slip up on that one. It was also a reply to a story where I talked out loud. Which just presents a whole new set of issues.
He sounds different without his braces
Yeah,
on.
it's a
He
weird
has an accent or
Yeah,
something.
that's so crazy.
He's got a different head.
Your body goes through transformation. That's what they say. What's the last question, Jordan?
Let's make the last one. How are your plants, Denny?
Oh.
Well, I should give a shout out.
All right,
it's
so
a
this is
fantastic
like a-
question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Abigail the Fail asks, "How are your plants?"
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know this, but like one of my big quarantine things has been becoming like really into gardening. Yeah, like at the beginning of quarantine, I planted flowers and I was like starting them from seed inside, and I made a couple Instagram stories about that, but they all died, all of them. But then
Suspicious.
Then I bought some like fruit and vegetable seeds and stuff like that, and then I was growing those in my basement. And I bought like a growing light or whatever for plants, and I had that like in my basement for like a month. And like I have like cucumbers and bell peppers and a strawberry plant and a blueberry plant that I've all got growing. And I've since transplanted them outside. So now I've got like a couple of cucumber vines on the side of my house and bell pepper plants. And the cool thing about strawberry plants is they self-propagate. So that I bought one and it's turned into like 4 since then. And it produces strawberries like every couple days for the past couple weeks. It's been really nice. But
That's like a very adult hobby to have.
Yeah, my succulent is dying, so I have that going for me.
There's like a lot to it. We got succulents inside too, and a couple of ours have died. It's like, those are tricky because you don't know how much you're supposed to water them because they're like desert plants. So it's like, do they ever need water? And then
And then they're like, I'm dying, and it's like, is it too late? Is it too late to save you?
Even if you water them with the right frequency, I feel like you can still accidentally drown them the one time that you do water them just by giving them too much water. But so my plants are doing good. My strawberry plant's doing phenomenal. My cucumber and bell peppers, I haven't harvested anything, but they're just... I think I'm just about to take my first cucumber off the vine. It's pretty big. It's like this big, and it's like
Jesus.
It's hard. It's like a good looking cucumber. The bell peppers are getting pretty big too. I've got a couple that are like that big, so I'm just waiting for them to grow.
Would you ever consider a autobiographical mixtape called "Cucumber Off the Vine" or "Fresh Off the Vine"?
Oh shit, that's kind of cool.
Young Cuke?
Yeah. Young Cuke whoa, that was like a weirdness flashback. My AIM screen name in like 5th grade, oh, this is so dumb, was Cuke Larry, like Cuke, like as in cucumber Larry, because I really liked VeggieTales. Larry the cucumber is the cucumber from VeggieTales. So that was my AIM screen name.
Damn. That's incredible.
You know, it's amazing to get these kind of insights that you're not able to get on other shows.
I know, yeah, you would never learn that.
We forced that out of you.
Mine was Magic Jarvis because I like Magic the Gathering and my name is Jarvis.
Mine was Donkey Kong, no G, 44, because I was really interested in getting a Donkey Kong game.
Oh.
I did not own one, nor had ever played one, but I really liked the idea of it. Still in that range, to be honest with you.
Oh, you never played one?
Really curious about it still.
Damn.
Not a student throughout. I know you've already chosen the last question, but are you guys comfortable being approached on the street by people who watch your videos? Would you rather be left alone? I just thought that was kind of relevant since we just talked about Mulaney.
I'm totally cool with it. The only reason I would be worried is not for like my sake, because it would make me uncomfortable. But I think that I have this like thing where I always worry that people are going to be like really underwhelmed meeting me, because I'm not going to be like, I don't have like a funny written thing like I do in all my videos.
Oh, you're a comedian? Tell me a joke. Yeah.
Well, I mean, people don't usually say stuff like that, but like, I feel like there is this expectation because people don't always realize that like I write my videos. Yeah. I'm not just like funny and witty off the fly usually. So it's like I'm also like not that like extroverted. I'm not good at like talking to people really that I've just met. So I'm always worried that it's just going to be like underwhelming for them. But I'm like, yeah, if you want a picture, that's fine. I don't mind. But I'm just not good at navigating that.
They definitely won't be underwhelmed because I think that the funny thing about that is like to them, they're so self-conscious about their own presentation and stuff, you know, like that they're like, oh my god, I do something, I doing something wrong, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've realized, and it's kind of fucked up, but I'm like, I probably botched that interaction, but because like they're so nervous, they probably think that they're the reason it was awkward, and so I get away scot-free. And but knowing darn well that like I was the one that made it awkward because I just don't know how to talk to people, and then I feel pretty good about myself.
Then I say good job, me.
I don't obviously generally have interactions like that, especially not with the YouTube community, but I didn't really realize that there was a big fan base for my D&D show, and Arcs ARCS available Arcspod if you're available at Arcspod.
It's a great show. And Jordan composes a lot of music for it. He's a great DM, well produced, probably the best produced D&D pod this side of the Mississippi.
Absolutely. You should check the other side. There's a lot more of them and they are stronger, but on this specific side, being the UK, it's the best one. I didn't appreciate just how intense D&D fan bases were. I mean, it makes sense because it's like a niche thing, but I don't particularly like D&D. I just like improv, and that was like a fun way of making a story with improv. And there were a couple of occasions, especially at like PodCon, not the one that we went to, Jav, but the final one, may it rest in peace. And with fan art, I find myself getting very excited to the degree where I think it's making them uncomfortable. It's like, hey, I did this pic of Nate's character. Check it out. And I'm like, fuck yeah! You did that? This is insane. Can I buy a copy of this?
Can I pay you? What's your Venmo?
Do you want to move in? Because we could just keep doing these. Like that I am not very good with.
There was a couple times on tour where I sort of felt that like Drew and I would do meet and greets, and sometimes people would bring us fan art that was just like amazing. One girl brought us like, well, she didn't even bring it for us, but she had a jean jacket and she painted the back of it like this beautiful, like stylistic picture of me and Drew. And we were just like awestricken to the point where like I almost feel like she was like not expecting us to like it that much, and she was like, it's not that good, but like whatever.
It's fine.
Just like,
no, come on tour with us.
Yeah.
Show everyone else the jacket.
Yeah.
You should do a tour about the jacket.
We got to write this into the show. You just walk on stage with the jacket and everyone cheers, and then you walk off stage.
I don't mind it personally. I think it's just like, do what you would do if you were approaching any random stranger. Like if you needed to tell someone something, hey, sir, your shoe's untied or something like that, like just be courteous. Because I think that the weirdness comes from when people are like stalky, or like I've had situations where I'll be at a coffee shop. Like I would be at Phil's and I'd be like writing because I just like back in the day, you know, that used to be a thing we could do.
Right.
Sometimes I would have someone like kind of sit like 6 inches away from me and like keep glancing over, and it's like, let's do this, man. Do you want to talk? Like, do you want a photo? Like, just stop hovering.
That's an uncomfortable situation. Or like, I don't know if other people developed it. I don't know if you have this, but like when I walk in somewhere, I kind of like do a glance around to see if anyone else like does a double take at me, because that's usually how that sort of interaction starts. If they're going to come up and take a picture, is like, if I walk into like a Chipotle or something, so like, you know, someone does a double take or something. So I'm just like always aware of it. And so I feel like I've gotten pretty good at knowing when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'll just notice them keep looking over and staring at me, but like never come over to take a picture or just say hi or anything. And like, then I'm like, is there like, am I supposed to go over to them and be like, hey, it's me. Do you want a picture? But then like, that just seems like the douchiest thing in the world
arrived.
To be like, all right.
Yeah.
I noticed you staring. You want, because then they're going to be like, yeah, I was just looking at you because you have shit on your face or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The answer is yes. I am he with a capital H.
Yeah.
No, that's very real. Like those people are just shy, and it's And I don't think we really have a protocol for like what to do in these situations.
No,
but,
and I would totally do that too. I mean, I just said I saw John Mulaney and I didn't want to take a picture with him. I would be staring at him all night and probably making awkward eye contact with him. Jarvis, have you ever like caught someone like taking a picture of you from like without asking, like just from like across the room?
Yes. I've also, the thing about shy people is that I've had a lot of DMs after the fact. Like, hey, were you at Project Juice? Like, do you, I was like, yeah. But I've also had those near my home, and those I don't respond to. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want you to know where I live. Yeah.
I got pretty ballsy yesterday. I was in a parking lot leaving. I was like,
say no more. That's when I'm the most ballsy. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
nice.
And someone else who was leaving the same place as I was, I guess, saw me, and he was getting into his car also. And he was sort of doing that thing where like it looked like he might want to say something, and I was sort of just like saw him out of the corner of my eye. But then I saw him like take out his phone to like take a picture of me from a distance. And as we were driving away, I just like turned to his camera and waved.
Ah, that's good.
Because I've always thought about doing that, because that's happened to me a couple times where like I'll catch someone taking a picture, but I'll just pretend not to notice, and I'm like, damn, if I was really cool, I would just wave at the camera. And then I finally did it yesterday, and I felt
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And he seemed excited about it. He was like, yeah.
Well, yeah. He got validation without doing the hard part.
Yeah.
I just think that the fan interactions are so funny. Like, I was just going to say, when I was in San Francisco last, I was wearing a mask and got recognized, and that was interesting. It was probably like the hair or something. But
name badge.
One time, it was the eye patch. I ran into someone who started out playing it cool. Like, they barely knew who I was. Oh, two times, actually. So, like, one time I was on a date, and then someone was like, oh yeah, what do you do? And then like 2 hours into the date was like, I listen to your podcast. And I was like, yeah. So that was like that was weird. And then the other time I was like, coming back from the optometrist, I just had my eyes dilated, and someone stopped me and was like, hey, are you Jarvis? I was cool. They like want to take a picture. And they were like, I thought you moved to LA. And I was like, or no. First they were like, aren't you like Jarvis or something? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, I thought you moved to LA. And I was like, wait, you don't know my name, but you know like where I live. And then it was just like, they were just like playing
Sadie
cool
around.
Yeah. It was odd. And then like, and then I got a text from a friend, like a my friend's sister, that was like a text for a screenshot of like, I ran into this dude like at the whatever. So it's like they clearly like knew who I was, but they were just like playing it cool. And I was like, that's adorable. I mean, I don't think it's awkward usually unless someone's loitering without saying anything.
No, the majority of interactions I have with people are like so sweet, and they're really nice and respectful, and if it's awkward, that's fine, because I'm awkward too, and it's probably mostly my fault.
If there's one takeaway from this conversation, know that if you ever have a bad interaction, it is your fault.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing about being in the position where people want to talk to you, it's easier to break the ice, because if you like say, hey, and then they're kind of like, and then it's like, if someone's in that kind of situation, I know how to deal with that to like set them at ease or whatever. Before we end, Jordan, tell Danny about the plane, the recognition that you got that one time.
Oh, that one time where a sweet young lad was able to recognize me despite the fact that my face, facial hair, and top of my head hair were completely different, and I was facing away from him.
Whoa.
It was pretty admirable, I'll tell you what. He was, for whatever reason, the video's trash, he was watching the second video that we did together.
That's unfortunate, man.
Where my hair was cut short. I effectively had this hair now.
You were blonde. You looked like a young Eminem.
I was blonde. I looked like a young Eminem if he was slightly taller and talentless. And I was also, I think, wearing sunglasses because I was indoors and I'm cool. And he was able to recognize me from behind, and the way that he presented it, which actually I thought was kind of cool, was he rolled up, went between the seats, quick poke, don't do that, quick poke. I turn around and he just goes, is this you? It's just holds up the video for a while as if I'd have to be like, that is my face. Oh, that's crazy. Good lad. He's probably in his late 30s now. thank you for playing it cool.
I have an update for you, Jordan. I just like the other day, I thought it would be fun to just ask people to tell me secrets on Instagram. And I was just like, tell me a secret. And I was very surprised at the secrets, some of which I can't share. But someone in there was like, I approached Jordan on a plane. And they were like, and I was awkward. That's what they said. So it's like, so that's the thing.
They weren't
like,
awkward at all.
Exactly. But that's the whole thing. No one, it's like we're always thinking about ourselves.
It's also possible it was somebody else and I forgot, because that's happened on planes especially. Your demographic mostly is on planes, I think.
They've got to go places.
One time I met the same person twice, but like it was like
right outside my apartment.
Yeah. No, it was like, well, the first
time
her name
was Laura or something.
Yeah. I keep meeting the same bitch. Like, leave me alone. No. So I was on a plane once back when that was allowed, and a girl behind me like tapped me, and she was like, "Hey, you're Danny, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I met you like 3 years ago at Playlist Live, I think." And I was like, "Whoa!" And she like brought up a picture, and it was like me and her at like from like a long time ago. This was like at this time I was on YouTube, and back then I was on Vine. So it was like two like totally different scenarios, but like we just happened to run into each other twice, which is really weird.
It's like a living time capsule.
Yeah. It's like
she was holding tomorrow's newspaper.
Thanks again to Danny for joining us today. I think it's about time to call the podcast because we're just having a grand old time. And we want to end on a high note.
Yeah, well, thanks to you guys for having me.
Hey man, you're welcome.
Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I would like to say go check out Danny's channel. He's an up and coming young YouTuber, and a lot of his stuff, as I say, is really starting to almost be good.
Really problematic views on LaCroix, whichever you prefer.
True.
More of a hint guy myself.
Wrong. Anyway, you've got fucked up opinions. I don't know. Yeah, go check out Danny's things. You don't need me to tell you that.
Yeah.
You love Danny.
You need me to tell you
care
that.
For him.
Go check out my things.
Check him out.
Please.
Help him get out of the deep and back into the shallow.
Yeah, get him out of the deep. And thanks everybody for coming along. And I love you, Danny, and I'm in love with you.
All right, I'm in love with you guys too.
We end every episode of Sad Boys with a particular phrase. We love you.
And we're sorry.
Boom.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, all you want it. Girl, too rich for me.